Hello, my sweet dear friends. Welcome to this video about psychic mental health. I originally was not going to come out with this video until after the Pisces new moon next week. However, seeing as current world events are happening, and I'm speaking, of course, of Russia invading the Ukraine, I got my Economist email delivered to my inbox, and I thought this would be very supportive and helpful to all of the anyone interested in something like this, but also more specifically to the psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers that are working really hard to promote more people that are able to hold more photons of light here on planet Earth. So it's a little bit, for anyone that likes things to be exactly how they like them, it never feels like it's quite ready. So but there's good stuff here. If you're new, hello, I am an occultist teaching energy mastery through tarot and astrology and psychic abilities like psychokinesis, astral travel, and remote viewing. Remote viewing is how I do my psychically channeled work in the tarot readings that I do. So this video is going to be kind of like a little blend of all of that, all of the above. So what I want to start with is context to understand. Hello, Phil Common, welcome guys. Some context to understand modern information intake capacity. Okay, so we've lived, gosh, thousands and thousands of lifetimes on Earth, reincarnated and just doing this over and over again. Never really before have we been able to know what's going on with such vivid, immediate, I'm live streaming this right now, detail what's going on with every country on the planet, every shareable moment from our family, our friends, our neighbors, our everybody, like anybody that we're interested in, so just give yourself some understanding and understand the context, the frame of information that you're taking in, and that's just like social stuff. That's not even okay. So that's number one. Oh, and I want to do the little timestamps for these. I don't know, I think I'm just really used to it now. I'm doing the weekly times. Okay, so that's just number one, the context. You can, if you wanted to, and that's really what we've just been finishing up, and we're still not out of it yet. The December 4th total solar eclipse in Sagittarius is going to have a corresponding full moon June of this year. So there's going to be a little bit more. The Pluto return is going to be really good for psychics and tarot readers and astrologers and everyone doing this kind of work. Watch. So where are we? Mental energy. Good. Okay. Let's start at 320. Mental energy comes from your mental body. Okay. So now let's understand more of the nature of what mental energy is, where it comes from, how it's formed, what it looks like, all that jazz. Mental energy comes from your mental body. It's like the second or third layer of your aura. It's a copy of you, so it looks just like you. It's like a carbon copy of your body that exists in the mental plane. You can say dimension, you can say vibrational frequency of thought, knowledge, and experience. This body is more developed when you engage your intellect on a regular basis, and it extends about 10 to 20 centimeters beyond your physical body, and it mimics its contours. It looks just like you, but copied, and it overlays your physical body most of the time. Okay, so all of your mental thinking, all of your ideations, all of that is regulated to a specific body, the mental body. Okay, I'm doing good here. Hold on, let's just do it. Energy flow. Okay, you're with me, right? Just go with it. Okay. Ideally, all energy flows through you. Energy comes in, energy leaves. Ideally. And this is when I tell you guys, you are not anger incarnate. That's not who you are. You are temporarily experiencing anger, experiencing sadness, experiencing whatever, but it's temporary. It's going to flow through you. Clusters of energy can stagnate. An open mind allows energy to flow and is more receptive to new thoughts and ideas. So the flow is really, it's a lot easier. A closed and negative mind prevents mental energy from flowing, and it leads to stagnation. Simple enough. So these are actually like little clusters of energy, you know, in this other dimension on a plane that you can't see with your naked eye. It's on another vibratory frequency. All of your thoughts, ideas, and memories carry a certain amount of energy that constitute this body, your energy, your mental energy body. Okay, so it's like the quality of your thoughts and your ideas and your memories determines the amount and the health of it, which is what we're talking about, the mental health for a psychic. So I'll get to, okay, here we go. So try to remember what it feels like when your ideas and your creativity are flowing. Remember, just go back in your mind to a memory when everything was, you were getting a lot of good ideas, you were very creative, you were just, what did that feel like? Because you likely had more overall energy, feeling very refreshed, very rejuvenated. Now, remember what it feels like when you're stuck on a problem or when you are creatively blocked. You probably have less overall energy, but you might not know why. That might not be the first thing that you think to do. You might go, this is why we overeat, we oversleep, we overdo it. Because you don't know where the energy leak is. It's an energy leak, and then it becomes an energy drain, and you're being drained of energy. So you have to run the diagnostics. Like, is this a physical thing? Like, you know, go to the doctor if there's like, you're like bleeding from your eyeballs or something, you know, but sensical things here. But, you know, just remember those times in your life when the energy was flowing really, really well. You probably had more physical vitality. When you were stuck on a problem, stuck on a situation, creatively blocked, you were probably, maybe you were eating really poorly. Maybe you were not sleeping very well. Maybe, you know, you were probably overall affected. Okay? We're really zeroing in on the psychic mental health thing. There's so much more. Okay. Flip my notebook here. Look at this beautiful notebook, you guys. Thank you so much to everyone that's ever sent me anything from my Amazon wish list. You guys know that I'm such a nerd, like a paper and pen nerd. Ooh. Okay, I'm sorry. It just makes me feel so good writing on like beautiful paper with like beautiful pens. Okay, back to Hugh. Footprints. Okay, footprints. Some memories have a strong impact. Okay, strong impact, and they actually combine your mental energies with your emotional energies. It's a whole other, I'm telling you, there's a whole thing here. There's a lot of things that make up your aura. We're isolating just the mental energy, just the mental part of what constitutes who you are and how you're like living life. If this is the case for the negative, combining the mental and the emotional energies of an impactful event in your life, if it was negative, such as the memory of trauma, this cluster can stay stagnant and drain your overall energy for years. This could be it could develop into like a long-term energy drain for you. And then it's even harder to figure out like what it really is, because maybe you have you know, little spikes where you're feeling a little bit better, you have a little bit more energy, but it's just relative to how you're normally feeling so low energy. So you might not even know how much energy you could really have, or like, you know, you might not even know how alive you could really feel without something like, you know, being drained from you. Maybe you're just really used to, like, you know, okay. Any experience you have, any experience you have leaves a footprint. I should pick a different word. Let's just say imprint. I don't want to think of like a foot, like on your aura. That's like gross. An imprint leaves an imprint in your energy path. Okay. Your attitude towards these events, and your ability to release bad experiences indicate the health and well-being of your mental energy, your mental health. It's your mental body. So, you know, your ability to take these imprints and kind of cleanse yourself of it, keeping a pure mind, keeping a positive energy flow, proper psychic hygiene, which we'll get to, will determine what we call mental health. Okay? Challenges, but that's also for the positive. So there's imprints that are really nice, like a nice mental imprint. That challenges and painful experiences are part of life. Most people's life. Like, you do get those super boring people that are like nothing ever went wrong for them, or everything was like so perfect and they just like never failed at anything. I'm kidding. It's a heavy news day. We're just going to spread some light photons here. It takes a lot of hard work and conscious trying on our part over and over and over and over to not allow these experiences to leave dirty imprints or footprints in our mental energy, or our mental health suffers. For instance, I remember in 2020 when the pandemic started, and I did a spread on it, and what actually came up was a lot of past life trauma in terms of something with like it was actually with information, and like a lot of trauma being sustained through that. And so all of us have had incarnations where we were fighting for something, whether we wanted to fight or whether we were forced to fight, whether we believed in the cause or whether we despised the cause. We've all had traumatic deaths. We've all been through it. So of course something like this is going to trigger all of our collective memories and all of our collective health issues. Here's an interesting thing. When we all die and we pass over, we all know each other in heaven. Like, we all know each other, like, on the other side. Everyone feels familiar, but you don't know why. Like, you might look at someone and you're like, how do I know you? So all this like divisiveness here is just, this is Earth School. Or the mental health suffers these challenges and painful experiences, but that's what Earth School is learning self-mastery, going through enough pain to learn to want to learn self-mastery. And that's why it takes many lifetimes. Many lifetimes. Speaking of which, this is not a channel that we like look at people's charts or anything, but I do remember that Putin does have, I think, Chiron in Capricorn, and which is interesting because I think the last time they stepped into Ukraine was the last time Venus was retrograde in Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken. So but yeah, we don't really analyze, we're very individual based here. But okay, let's talk about some psychic hygiene and what that looks like, and practicing good psychic hygiene. There's a lot of questions I have for you. Number one, where are you sending your mental energy? Whenever you think a thought, it's like a little, I see it as like a little, and then it goes. So where are you sending your mental energy? So when you're going through social media, you're going through pictures, and you're thinking about your friends, your family, your exes, everything happening, you're sending all of that mental energy. That's why I'm saying, like, okay, first of all, I have my Mars in Aries, like, I'm just ready to, I'm like, don't get me excited. I'm the first one there. So, you know, when you're thinking these thoughts, positive or negative, when you see people trolling online, negative comments, whatever, they're giving, that's free energy. And we're not judging it. We would, here on the channel, we would rather understand than judge. We're not judging the quality. We're just seeing that it's energy. That's why there's a lot of, I mean, there's just like a lot of people that could absolutely turn the mental energy into a positive. If you transmute the energy, if you alchemize the energy. But where are you sending your mental energy? Because if you're thinking about other people, other situations, other things, you're giving them energy. Okay? Number 2, how and how often are you engaging your intellect? So your mental body, your mental energy is going to be more developed the more you engage that mental intellect, the more you're like thinking and thinking about your experiences and thinking about thoughts. So, you know, if you're very Gemini, are you taking in information, taking in a lot of information, or are you being more like Sagittarius? Maybe you're judging too fast. Are you making immediate judgments and creating a set story? Like, and you just already know, I know. It's an I know sign. I know. It's also the Justice card in the tarot. When you're in the mode of weighing the scales, you're taking in the information like the Gemini, kind of like weighing it back and forth. What do I really think about this? What do I think? I need to look at all the information and weigh it back and forth. Then when the sword comes down, that's when you make up your mind. That's when you make the decision. That's when you're like, this is it. This is what I decided. This is, I'm done taking in information. I'm done understanding. When you're weighing the scales, when you're in Gemini mode, you're trying to understand. When you're in the sword mode of the tarot, when you are in Sagittarius mode, you're making the judgment and you're saying, I understand. So how and how often are you engaging your intellect? Are you in balance one way or the other? Number 3, what's your overall energy? Don't even get me started on crypto. Okay. What's your overall energy? Are you tired? Do you tire easily? Or do you feel rejuvenated? Are you able to self-rejuvenate? Are you able to feed yourself? Are you able to, instead of putting all the energy out, are you able to put it back into yourself? How well can you do that? How often do you do that? Number 4, are there blockages to your flow, to the energy flow, coming in, going out? If so, if you're stuck on something, if you're trying to get through a creative block, if you're trying to solve some mental inspire us beyond the thrill of solving some mechanical problem. Oh, I want to go reread my speech. I wrote a really great speech. The novelty and the wheel cracking in his eyes. Sorry, I totally sorry. Okay, back to this. That's a really good thing I wrote, though. Blockages to your flow. If so, keep asking questions until you get to the root. The mental energy that's stuck, the mental energy cluster that's stuck. So you have to go back. You have to think about thinking. You have to think about thoughts. You have to, you have to, the thought, the knowledge, the experience, the thing, and you have to ask yourself questions about it, and you have to kind of go backwards until you find the root of it, what it's really about, and just keep asking yourself questions, especially if it's combined with the emotional energy. So I feel like my eyelashes are just getting a little wild right now. Okay. Number 5, scan for current and past. I wrote footprints, but like imprints. Like what imprinted on you in a really strong way? What leaves its mark, its imprint, positively or negatively? Both. Just think about this year, 2022, the last couple of years, what's been mentally, this is all mental energy, mental health, mental body stuff. Positive, uplifting, what gives you energy. What imprints negatively, drains your energy, gets you to give it energy and you don't get anything back. If it's not a positive energy flow. This is also like talking to people, it's our ego that wants to like prove a point and just and have someone understand that we're right about something, and it's like, you don't get it, you don't get that I'm right. But that's not a back and forth energy flow. That's you giving all this energy and they don't care as long as they have your attention. Positive and negative attention, we talked about that here before. When you're a kid, you do bad things just to get negative attention, or you do good things to get positive attention. People are adults and they don't know that about themselves. They pick fights, or they pick arguments, or they pretend to not know something. They pretend they don't get at something. Or maybe their cognitive dissonance just doesn't let them understand something. And their ego and their cognitive dissonance and their traumas and all that's just protecting them, shielding them from the trauma of the truth. I missed you guys. Okay. I'm going to give you energy. Which depresses you? Why? And why? Why did that leave a mark on me? That thing that reverie that I escaped into, I just saw it all again as this script I wrote. It's just so alive when I'm writing, though. It's just like, honestly, that's the joy for me. And I've talked about that before. You guys know that. It's just like the joy of writing the thing, of getting it down. It's like I've already filmed it. It's like it's already in the can, Like it's done. Like I just watched the whole movie already. So it's like I said that, and then I heard the sorry, I want to go read it again. I want to read that part again. It's very passionate. Okay. Number 6. This is the last one. Number 6. What mental boundaries with yourself? Sure, you can have a boundary with that person where the argument, where the conversation or the debate. Remember, the debate is about what is right. Arguing is about who is right. So if you're debating and it devolves into a nasty argument, you gotta walk away. That's you having a boundary with yourself, saying, I'm not gonna let myself feel this way based on what I believe. That's your spirituality. It's protecting you. Your faith, your trust, your spirituality protects you from these energy drains. What mental boundaries do you need to create, redefine, or get rid of? Here's what I'm so excited to talk about. Everyone has a psychic connection. Every one of us has a psychic connection. What it's like is like having a phone over here. God, my arms are, guys, honestly, my arms are so long. But it's like having a phone over here, like from the Matrix, or some rotary telephone. Just decorate it however you want. Everybody's got like a phone and they're right behind them all the time, okay? Everyone has a psychic connection, okay? Regular people, you guys are all probably pretty psychic, but like people that are not like into this stuff, don't believe this stuff, they still have the psychic connection. They do. They are able to ignore it. They're able to not see things that they don't want to see. They're able to just like, they have good boundaries with it. They can have a good boundary with it because they don't care. They don't want to care. They don't want to know. They don't want to believe. They don't want to learn. They're just like, Psychics, on the other hand, we are very high receivers, and you can see this astrologically. I look for 3 indicators in a natal chart. I'll just tell you one of mine because I've been talking about it because of astrology, is my moon conjunct Mercury in Aquarius and my 8th house. 8th house is other people's energies. The moon is emotions. Mercury is the mind and thoughts. It's really easy for me to feel what other people's emotions are in my physical body. It's easy for me to think other people's thoughts in my head. You know how confusing that was for me growing up? Standing in the grocery store looking, like reading the box and feeling like hatred and animosity and like having no idea why and getting scared. And then walking to the end of the aisle and seeing a husband on his phone yelling at his wife and having like this horrible screaming match with her. And what he was saying was perfectly aligning up with how I was feeling. And then I was like, oh. Okay, another thing. So psychics, high receiver, but there's a boundary between the physical manifested reality and potentiality, the other dimensions, the higher realms. You know, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth dimensions, faster, higher vibrational frequencies, other planes of existence, however you want to call it. Every psychic I've talked to, we've all had our boundaries crossed as children. And I've just observed that as one of the imprints, like a psychic imprint into our energy field during developing years that's made boundaries really hard, painfully hard, painful life lessons that way. However, it's also one of the things that makes us very psychic. Because psychic, there's no boundary. This is Pisces. Oh, see, this is why I wanted to wait till after the Pisces new moon, but maybe this is reaching someone that needs it today. So the veil is Gossamer. That was my favorite Looney Tune, Gossamer. Oh, anyway. So there, when you're a psychic, like you feel so much, you might be thinking things that are not even your thoughts, and it's hard to demarcate. That's why I teach self-mastery, because that's the only way you get relief. That's the only way you get peace. So it normalizes the lack of boundaries. So for psychics, what you want to do is learn and practice boundaries. When you're not psychic and you want to be psychic, you want to be spiritual, God bless you. Bless you. I would recommend starting with more of the aesthetic part of all this. Like, I'm sure there are people like on Instagram and on like platforms that have like the crystals and the herbs and the little cauldrons. I love cauldrons. Like I like the more aesthetic, and it's like it helps connect you with the other side. Okay, that's or like aligning things with like over your chakras and like that kind of thing. You know, you can kind of get in, you get like eased into it. But when you're psychic, you know, you've grown up with freaky experiences, haunted houses, like all that kind of thing. So for us, we remote view, we channel, we communicate telepathically. We're very creative. My creative channelers, you guys that are artists, you have like I said, it's like you get to pick up the phone and make a call. You hear it ringing, you can pick it up if you want to pick it up. It's not as much an option for you to just ignore it and let it ring. But everybody has that phone. Everybody has it. That psychic connection. It's just experienced differently. Some people use it, some people don't. But this is, I wanted to make this video very like more easily digestible for you guys to understand, so you can like just watch this video like not knowing anything or not caring about anything else, just to take care of your mental health. You know, so let's just like isolate. I hope I've done okay like isolating that, because I wanted it to make sure that you guys can, you know, just focus on that, because that could be like a huge energy drain for somebody. Especially as I expect people are probably tweaking out with like all the news and stuff, so. Let's take a look. Is there any message that wants to come through about this mental health, mental body energy? There it is. Ooh, that's not the card we want to get for the mental energy, mental health video. Oh. Oh, my lipstick's all stuck now. Ooh, the Matrix when they're like, okay, beautiful card. You guys know I coveted these cards. I double hand washed them. I washed them twice and I smoked them. So now they don't smell like PVC. They still smell like grapefruit frankincense. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, so we had practical magic earlier today. So I teach all of my occulty witchy things over on the Patreon. So if you want either just my remotely viewed channel tarot messages for all 12 zodiac signs, the daily bulletin, daily astrology, daily tarot, or if you want to go all the way up and learn all this stuff with me, your psychic ability, astrology, tarot, all of that, that's available too. But today's practical magic, we did divine fire. And now I get to talk about it because of this card. Okay, so the lightning bolt strikes the tower. And you can see that two people are falling out. One person is wealthy, they have a crown. The other person is not wealthy, they have 0 crown. And the big crown is the one up top. This means that no matter, you might think that you're wealthy enough to insulate yourself, or you're righteous enough to insulate your whatever, intellectual enough to insulate yourself from mental health challenges or mental health stagnations or any holes in your mental energy or drains in your mental energy. But this card says, no, you're not. Because that lightning bolt is divine fire. You can say of God, you can say of cosmos, whatever you want to say. But here's the cool part. Yes, if you built your tower away, protected on faulty foundations, it's going to come down. If you were more Gemini and you were never Sagittarius, you just took a bunch of information and you never decided anything for yourself and you didn't have any morals or whatever, that's going to come down. If you were more Sagittarius and you just judged everything immediately without taking in enough information, diverse, various information to understand, that's going to come down. So the tower is going to strike whatever's inauthentic, whatever is not true, whatever is not, honestly, not love, truth, and integrity. Like, I keep it super simple. But here's the cool part. What if you did build something on love, truth, and integrity? What if you did build a tower that was wonderful? What if you built something on a really great foundation? What's the effect? It's purified and refined by divine fire. It's made stronger. It's like the forging of a blade. I'm telling you guys, I have my Mars and Aries. I'm ready to just... I've also had some really crazy psychic experiences and a lot of psychic attacks, so you gotta be courageous. And when you have like faith and when you have beliefs and when you have enough psychic practice psychic hygiene, you kind of get like that, where you look at something and instead of seeing one thing, you see opportunity. Not capitalization opportunity, I mean opportunity to help, opportunity to, I'll be honest, what's my thing? Love, truth, and integrity to save the world. Like, I'm here to save the world. You guys, okay, I'm here to support that. So where's my little rucksack? I will charge in. This right here, we're gonna keep going. Sorry, this was just like, we had to spend some time on this. Because there's clearly a mental break here. If it's a break, it's okay, because it's only gonna make you stronger. It's only gonna take down what's not serving you. It's only gonna take down what's been draining your energy, draining you energetically. This is not even like, oh, get you to like try to let it go. This is like, it gets taken from you. This just freaking falls flat. Like what you thought, no one's protected either. No one. That's why there's like a little rich dude and a little poor dude. Does not matter. what's the next energy? The Nine of Pentacles. It's one or the other. It's becoming single. It's ending singlehood. This is even like if you thought that you were, I'm hearing like no man is an island. It's like if you thought you were like very self-satisfied, living for yourself, doing your own thing, or there's something that you were very confident about, like a way of life. We're going to clarify. We're going to do one more. We're going to do 3 cards, and then we're going to clarify all the 3 cards. That's what we're going to do. Oh, and I didn't write down when we're doing tarot. That's okay. I'll figure it out. Wow. This got all of like these 2 cards are just not the cards you want to get like on a mental health energy video. Like someone's really having a hard time. Someone's super stuck. This is the card of all the 78 tarot cards. For anyone new to tarot, this is the card of mental stuckness, stagnation, tweaking out, neuroses, mental health challenge, mental instability, what's the zombie thing? Insomnia, like OCD, like anything and everything that totally cripples you from moving forward mentally, because it's a sword. Swords are conversations, thoughts, ideas, knowledge. This is the card, the most, that and the 2 of Swords, but this one's even worse. Someone's really needing to watch my video right now, because we gotta every video of mine, every video on YouTube, every clip of news you see, every 10-second video you scroll on social media, everything is energy work. What you get when you watch a psychic, a tarot reader, an astrologer, you're getting premier quality, pristine quality energy work. When you play one of our videos, it is the best you're going to get. It is the best energy you're going to get when you go to a device, when you go out, open your eye and you start like getting out in the world. It's the best energy work you're going to get. Because everything is energy work. Everything. The ads. So. And I used to be in commercials and I didn't like it then either. So it's like, this is the best. This is the best you're gonna get. There's some mental corruption here. And when I say energy work, when you watch videos, when you watch ads, commercials, award shows, whatever it is, it's all getting into your subconscious. It's all imprinting into you, imprinting onto you. And it's leaving you with mental impressions, emotional impressions. It's doing stuff to you, and you're also feeding into it. You're giving it energy as well. The more you watch my videos, the more you connect with me. I connect with you. I channel your messages. You improve the connection, the telepathic connection between us. That's how it works. So I'm picking up some, okay, this is probably why I'm probably channeling the person that pushed me to do this video today instead of waiting until after the Pisces new moon. So if you're watching this before March, because I was going to do it probably late next week, like after the 2nd, like maybe the 3rd or 4th. That's right. I was waiting for a specific transit. So anyone that needed it like before, let's just say March 7th or 8th, I got you. Okay. So this it's okay. Like something that you just felt like was your, I've been through many ego deaths before, okay? Not many, but like enough to be super humbled and humiliated enough to be humbled, because humiliating is humbling, is humility. I smell like an ego death in the air. There's something that you really thought was serving you. You really believed. You were really counting on this. You lived your life in this, and it was working for you. It was totally working for you until it blows up. It's not working anymore. Let's take a look at this tower. This is tower. Why is the tower here? I'm looking at the candle. Do you have the candle here? Mother of pearl. Inspire us beyond the elementary pleasure of solving some engineering or pedestrian mechanical problem. The architects have covered themselves in glory. Give us once more reason to imagine. I look so crazy right now. This is more of like a private, inside message joke to myself, my future self. Gosh. All right. This is going to set you free. You are going to fly. It looks like a breakdown. It looks like a mental, it might feel that way. There might be horrible, okay, my ego deaths always feel like I'm dying. It feels like I'm physically dying. It feels like I'm going to pass away with any breath. It just feels horrible. Like I'm ugly crying, like I'm on the floor, I'm on my hands and knees, I'm like, it's like ugly, okay? But that's the ego dying, because the ego is always looking for something to attach itself to, for you to identify. It wants you to do that. It wants you to identify as whatever so that it survives. A healthy ego wants to protect you, wants to keep you alive. The unhealthy ego is a little bit more like dominating, a little bit more like invading. So this is that. This is like, it hurts. You don't want to let it go. You don't want to like let it loose of your grip. It's happening. Like that, you can't. This is the major arcana. These are forces beyond you. This is bigger than you. It's bigger than the individual. It's just happening. So, but the Fool is spirit before it steps down into manifestation, before it steps down into matter. You can pretend like that's your mental body about to step into your physical body if you would like. Okay, so it's like spirit says, I want this adventure. I want to go to Earth School. Whose great idea was this to get into the incarnational cycle, right? And then but you believe. You're like, you know what? I want to go to Earth School. I want to evolve my soul. I want to learn some things. And that needs to be good for me. I believe that I'll make it. The spiritual sun never reaches its zenith. It ever ascends. In the corner, do you see that? See that in the corner? He's got his little hobo stick, his little knapsack with the emblem of the scorpionic eagle on it. You can't really make that one out. He's got the white lily of pure thought in his hand. This is a pure, almost baby-like essence. Like this is cleaning your mind, cleaning your mental body, cleaning your mental energy. You needed this after an ego death and here's the thing, I get to the point, sometimes you can almost have an ego death, but you can go back. It can get too intense for you, it can get too real, and you can go back. And you can believe whatever you fucking wanted to believe before. You can believe your lies. You can believe your cognitive dissonance. You can just, when you do that, when a transit happens and you don't take that off-ramp, you sign up for a new version of the same old BS. Same lessons, same pains, maybe different people, maybe different situations, but it's the same BS. It's okay. It's your free will choice if you're ready for it. So, you kind of, it gets too intense and you go back. When I've come up to that point and I want to go back, she talks to me, of course. When you get up to that ego death, you have to choose love. You can only have ego or love. You cannot have both at the same time. So in that moment where I'm just like the Exorcist, where he just throws himself out of the window and like goes and he like falls on the stairs, when I just want to do that, when I just want to like fuck it, I was like, detonate or something, I choose love. And it's like this burn. It's like it just feels like. But then I calm down. Yeah, a lot happens off camera. I thought I wanted to make a vlog. No, it's a little too. No, I'm not a vlogger. But when you come down from all that, and then you're on the other side of the ego death, and you're in like the love, you're better. You feel better, and you're happy. You're happier. You have more. You're better with yourself. Look at my water. It's so big. Oh, and my nails. Sorry. Okay, so I hope that I've inspired you to just go with the ego death or whatever this mental breakage that's happening, because it is going to free you in a big way. Your mental body is probably like coming to me and be like, Natalie, go on live stream. Help me. So it's like just let it go, let it fall. Let's take a look at the Nine of Pentacles. Ooh. Right away, we've got the Three of Cups and the Four of Wands. This looks like such a bachelor or bachelorette energy. I mean, it just looks very, either that or you just like, you might care what the clique thinks. This is like cliquish behavior. Maybe that was part of your foundation. Maybe, it's like, or maybe this is very much more mundane. Maybe this is just like a property thing that something happened, going in with like a business endeavor with your friends. It gets a little, there's something there. But you going through this is going to change this dynamic. Cliques and things like that, it's like, unless you give each other a lot of room to grow, then you have the entraining thing where you can't really vibe together because someone has to adjust. All right, let's take a look at this Eight of Swords. Last but not least, what's this Eight of Swords? How have I been here for 49 minutes? Time flies when you're having fun. What? Okay. I was like, what? Oh, what? Okay. Page of... I'm just getting I'm getting a lot, like, of psychic information from these cards, man. They're very... this is it. This is like you should, I recommend staying a student of life. This is like, you really resisted, almost like starting at zero at something. Like maybe you were just super used to the people around you. The people around you made you feel like you knew everything about life. People around you made you feel like you had it all together. And that was a comfort level for you. I get it. But you don't. None of us, okay, there's always so much to learn. There's always, every one of us can learn and do so much more. And that's kind of what's coming down now. Someone's very uncomfortable. This would not surprise me if this were like someone never believed in like reincarnation, and then they had like a near-death experience, and then they're like totally freaked out, or they have like a haunting, or like that would make so much sense to me. But whatever happens to be, there's more to learn. You have to open yourself up to this. You might even be starting a new program. You might even be starting something that really helps you mentally, that really helps you feel better, even just overall. But there's a lot that has to change for that to even happen, or you're just super closed off to it. Here's the thing about the Eight of Swords. The blindfold is deliberate. She can undo the blindfold and undo her little strappy straps at any time and walk away. Like, she's in the marshes. There's a castle up here. She can just go on up to the castle and get warm and get some bread and butter and get some water, clean water. But she doesn't. She stands out there like willfully ignorant. But it's like you're in your own little mind trap. Okay? That's the bottom of the deck real quick. King of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Star. I'm glad I did look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so there's inspiration. There's inspiring words. This could even be the reading. Like this right now, what I'm doing, the Star. This could be the tarot reading that's like helping you with the words. The Eight of Wands is words, communications. But there's something inspiring. Meditation would be so great for you. It's going to help you emotionally mature as well, especially if you were like in the little presentation where you were like combining like astral, emotional, mental energies and memories and stuff like that. I like it. You're like your third star. We like it. And you know, the star is always there. It's that energy is meditative and it's inspirational. It's creative. Look at this freaking card, first of all. Oh. Believe. Trust. This could definitely be a test of belief, like a test of faith, this King of Cups. It doesn't have to be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. It can be. It does not have to be. Aw, Queen of Pentacles. So, my loves, I hope that you guys got a lot out of this. I hope that this can also be a reluctance to break away from familiar friends and home things and like all the whatever the people and the home situation, community situation that reaffirms you feeling like either you know enough or you know a lot, or you're independent or you're wealthy or your business is great, like whatever it is. Be prepared, or there's this happening. But once you open up to some learning, it's learning about something new, and even like a project, a manuscript, a job, but learning, like literally learning about something new. That's how you really fly and free yourself. Okay? I'm surprised to see you guys today in the chat. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys, like I said, got a lot out of this. I'm on Patreon if you guys want more channeled messages or the classes. It's all there in the link below. So I love you guys until Monday, until Moon's Day, my dearies. Oh, I'm not ready again. Hold on. Until Monday, my loves. Many, many, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah!